Okay, so we set up an Upstash rate limit instance in this file. So import rate limit, set up a message rate limit, and we're also going to do a chat room rate limit. In fact, before I continue, I should probably show you what we're building. So it's a chat application called Whisper, and all it does is when you press this create room button, it spins up a chat room, an anonymous chat room, like that. And the chat room has a 10-minute TTL. So after 10 minutes, the chat room will destroy itself and all the messages that you type in here will disappear. So just for demonstration purposes, I'll copy this URL, paste it here. So now we have 2 people in the chat room, and each chat room can hold a maximum of 2 participants. So, and I'll demonstrate what happens if I try to join the chat room as a third person. So in my primary window here, I can just say hello world. There we go. It's a little slow because the streaming from the same computer is kind of creating a little bit of latency. But as you can see, I sent this message here. So on my primary window, it shows up as I'm on the right side, and the text bubble, the chat bubble has this black background. And then in the secondary window, if I'm typing, I send the message. Okay, then the message shows up here. And again, it's not normally this slow because I'm using I'm streaming from the same computer that I'm working on, and I have a pretty slow internet connection, so it looks like it's a lot slower than it is. So yeah, this is real-time chatting. Like that, people can respond. If you refresh, the chat room retains the chat history on both windows. You get dark mode available, and dark mode is persistent, right? So when you refresh, if you leave it on dark mode and you refresh, it stays in dark mode. And if you switch back to light mode and you refresh, your window stays in light mode. Now, so there's a maximum of 2 participants per room. So what happens if I open another incognito window and try to join the same chat room? I get redirected back to the homepage and says this room already has 2 people in it. So you can't have more than 2 people in a chat room. And the lovely thing is, so for example here, if I'm in this chat room in a non-incognito window, because it's not going to create a new user for me, if I accidentally go to the homepage again, I can still go back to the same chat room that I was just in. So, the users, well, we don't have an authentication system. Users are authenticated through a token that persists in the Redis instance. So that way, when you come back, that token is scanned again because it's stored as a cookie. So that cookie gets scanned again and checked on the server. And if it's valid, right, if the token was already saved on the server, then you get permission to join join the chat room. So that's how this lives. For demonstration purposes, I'll go to Upstash to the database. Okay, so this is the server that we opened up. I'm gonna go ahead and just reduce this to like 20 seconds. Save. So now our server will expire in 20 seconds, and if I refresh, in fact, I didn't even have to refresh, it automatically fetched that update. So we'll see once this countdown's to 0 what happens. But the chat room is going to destroy itself, and we're going to be redirected back to the home page with a message down here on the bottom right of the screen. There we go. This room does not exist or has expired. So when the TTL time hits 0 seconds, the chat room closes. And so if I was to go back to that URL again, I'll get redirected back to the home page saying that this room does not exist or has expired. And as you can see, the server here that was opened, right, that one is disappeared. So now this is just something I have to implement in the future to clean this up. So these should get deleted as well once the server closes. But for now, they will disappear manually. I mean, automatically after some time. But you can't re-access the chat room again. So right now, what I'm trying to do is implement a rate limit, so we won't have people spamming this create room button to open up a bunch of chat rooms that they're not going to be using, and to also prevent people from doing this, right? Spamming random letters and just sending a bunch of messages at once like this and flooding the server with a bunch of requests like this. So that's what I'm trying to work on now to prevent this kind of behavior from happening. So yeah, I'll just manually delete these and we'll continue. So this is where I'm currently at. So I've already installed the Upstash rate limit dependency. I already have Redis configured, which we've been using it for the entire project so far. So yeah, now it's just a matter of figuring out where to inject the rate limit for the message rate limit. In fact, I need to import it here. Oops. Because, and then figuring out where I'm going to inject it. Now, obviously, it's going to be here in the post. But I don't know if I need to inject it in the emit or as a guard to right before the post request is being defined. So yeah, that's the whole project. So the repository link should be in the description if you're interested in taking a look at the code so far. If you want to contribute, I'm always open to contributors. So feel free to take a look at it and see what you can contribute. But that's the project. A limit identifier call that returns success boolean. That's a piece you'll call inside each route handler. So I'm assuming it's talking about this identifier. So I think this might be. Actually, might have to be put here. So const success is equal to await message limit dot limit and the identifier this will probably be the username. Then if no success, throw new error. Failed to send message. And then otherwise do this. So I'll save that and give it a test. I think that should work, but you know, you never know. Okay, create a chat room. Then let me just spam messages in here. Okay, so it's definitely not that. Still bypassing. Maybe we need to extract it like that. Okay, it's still not working. With the prefix internally to track each caller's count. So for message limit, for room create rate limit. Man, the documentation is kind of trash. Ew, I'm dropping so many frames. Okay, so we're using the sliding window. Why did it open over there? Okay, how did I set this up here? Stands error. right? Because it'd probably be better to throw a known error or an explicit error. Rate limit error. Oh, sorry, that's not where I need to throw that. Where should this clear? Oh my god. Welcome, welcome. I see we got some 2 people in here. So now, because this is just going to be for rate limiting, we might as well be specific and call super, send that message there, and name that rate limiting error. Right, because this didn't have any, so down here I need to add a dot on error, no, error, which takes the rate limit error, and on error, we need to get the code and the set. Whoops. Okay, if code is equal to rate limit error, then set status to 429, right? That's the rate limit error, I'm pretty sure. Right, let me double check. HTTP code for rate limit. Pretty sure it's 429. Yeah, 429, too many requests. Okay. Then we'll return error. Too many requests. You slow down. Actually, in fact, we should probably move these up because, right? Because that arrow went up here by itself. Am I faded or did I just add it? Oh no, I'm not faded. I need to move this up though because we're using the auth limiter, the auth middleware here. So we need to probably bump this up to up here. What's going on? Cannot find name dot error. Okay, there we go. Okay, if no success, which is here, throw a new rate limit error. Since we have a default message, we don't have to pass any messages here, but we could if we wanted to. And then in the front end, we need to, where's the page? Come on. Page, which is this one. Actually, no, wait. I called the use send message hook in here somewhere, right? Yeah, this one. Oh, I need this file. Okay. So we call the mutation function asynchronous, takes a string. Then we get the error here. We await the post. If error, then here we need to check the status. if error.status is equal to 429, throw a new error, you're sending too many requests, slow down. And then we can throw the error. This mentions because the types 422 and 429 have no overlap. I didn't throw a 422 error. Is this just Oxlink bugging or no, this is TypeScript? Okay, error is equal to await API.messages.post text query the room ID, then if error.status is equal to 429, throw a new error, otherwise just throw the error as it is. Okay, for the time being, I'm just going to test this and see if this works. Okay, so this is throwing a 422 error. So we're having another problem. They should put this at the end. Okay, let's give this a test and see if we get an error. Create a chat room. Okay. So let's spam some messages in here. Okay, it looks like it worked, but I'm not getting my toast. Right, so the rate limiting worked. Oh, never mind. So it did work, and then it stopped working, but I didn't get my notification here. I didn't get my toast message saying that that I'm spamming too many messages. Was my stream down? Anybody tell me? Okay, maybe let's try from the top. .get, .post, and the query thing. If error error the status is equal to 429. Throw new error. Otherwise, throw the error. Right. I don't know why it's only catching the 422 error. I don't even know where in my code I'm throwing a 422 error, unless it's automatic by React query. Where am I throwing a 422 error? I'm not throwing a 422 error anywhere in my code base, so. And another thing in the routes config tells Elysia this endpoint might respond with a 429 shaped like a error string object. Eden only knows about 422. That's why the message specifically say 422 now. So it doesn't know because I didn't tell it. So response could have a 200 and it could have a 429, which is an object that contains the error, which is a string. So I think this should satisfy Eden. There we go, the error went away. Now, okay. Did the room already expire? Yeah, we got 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna spam some messages. Okay. Still not rate limiting. Gonna spam like 40 requests in 2 seconds. Right, so we still have a problem. So we don't, we actually will need to extract this. So we'll just do errors.ts. So this is the most recent message. And what did I type? Nope, that's not this one. Maybe this one? Oh yeah, it's gotta be this one. Right. The last thing I typed here was the letter S. So for the time being, let me just copy this, paste it here, export it, and then import rate limit error from @lib error, and then we can because we're gonna need that same error message for when we do the chat room spams. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm dropping so many frames, guys. I didn't realize it was gonna be this bad. I didn't realize it was gonna be this bad. Dropping quite a bit of frames. I think because I have just too many browsers open. And VS Code is just punishing my CPU and RAM. So, let's just, oh, sorry. In fact, hold on a second. Am I npmjs.com package Upstash rate limit? Is there a space here? Okay, there is. So allow 10 requests per 10 seconds. Okay, so we'll say we allow 1 request per 1 second. Okay, for the time being, I'm gonna restart the entire server and see if that works. npm run dev. Hey, if you're in here, I'd appreciate it if you hit that link in the description and go give your boy a star on that repo. You feel me? Hit your boy with a follow on GitHub. Damn, I'm dropping so many frames. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, guys. You're probably watching a very laggy mess. Hopefully, it's not too crazy. Is the server back up? Come on. I already have caching enabled. Okay, there we go. All right, so yes, we know that the room expired. So we have this set 1 message for every 1 second. So let's create a chat room and let's see what happens. And I know if any one of you are in here, watch my regular content, you would know that this is very far removed from my regular Python content. But, just wanted to stream for like 30, 40 minutes. Okay, anyways, so we set this to 1 message every 1 second. Okay, did it work? Okay, which one am I? What room is this? USL, this one. And so this will be the chat record. Hey, I think it might have worked. Yeah, it's working. Oh, never mind. It's not working. Oh, there we go. We get a rate limit message. Oh, wait. I think it is working. Look at that. Wow. I should have been paying attention to this. So I just need a way to be able to grab that and show the message. Did somebody open this? Or is this still me? I think this might still be me. Yeah, this might still be me. Yeah, also this app is live. Now it doesn't have the rate limiting functionality because we're working on that right now. But if you go to the GitHub repo and the link is in the description, click this URL and it's going to take you to the live application on Vercel. This is the GitHub repository itself. Try to make it look neat and presentable with a lot of details. But yeah, click on that link and just go play around with it and see if you can discover any bugs. And let me know. You can go to the repo, hit the issues tab, and just report any bugs that you notice. You can create a fork, do a PR, make some changes, create the PR, and we can take care of those bugs. So the rate limiting is working, and we'll demonstrate here. I'm gonna do a little split window. So if you take a look over here, we're gonna see extra entries with the key being rate limit. So let me just keep typing. I did not mean to do that. Extra messages. So it just might take a second to register, but okay, maybe my eyes are deceiving me. Because I could have sworn we saw a rate limit message. Appear just a second ago. Maybe we should switch just to half a second, maybe even just like a millisecond. I might need a date FNS. So it's still letting me spam basically. Let me refresh the page maybe. Oh, the room expired? What happened? Oh, the room did expire. All right, let's get rid of these. Okay. All right, create a new chat room. Oh, we get an error here. What is this? I can't read that. What did that say? Failed to create room. Okay, so that's a bug here. That's a UI bug. We need to go back to the page. The home page is where here. Is it still rendering? Yeah, it's still rendering. Right here. So this needs to be. Actually, no, we don't even need to do that. We just need to do. Make this a block element so that it takes up full size. Otherwise, we might have to do if error, render this, otherwise render the button. What just happened? Let's do this. So we are here in main. This is our card. This is our card footer. This is our button. This is our p tag. I just need to see what this message says. That's all I want to do. See what this message is saying. Failed to create room. Okay. So actually, then we should probably not render the message here. I think this was something that it was an oversight on my end. I don't think we should do it this way. think we should throw a message here. Close this for a second. Okay. Am I extracting mutate error? Right, so here I'll say if error toast.error something went wrong, please try again. Instead of rendering it in here, where we get in some of these issues displaying the message correctly without having to do some flexbox. It could be. Oh, what's going on now? Objects are now valid React child. Oh, it should probably be error.message. Right, there we go. I made a mistake there. I threw it past the entire object instead of just. Also, where's my there you go. Maybe I exceeded my Redis limit? But I didn't get any emails about it, so perhaps we're still good. So let's create a chat room. Okay, now we're getting failed to create room. Okay. Why is it failing? Oh, right. It doesn't know what 0.1 seconds is. So we're gonna need some sort of library to parse this, but we'll leave it at 1 second for now as we test. So okay, so we should be okay now to create a room. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we have a room opened. This is the URL, and I'm currently the only user in here. So if I spam some messages. Oh, okay, so there it is. So we're seeing this, right? Right. I'm not the one, but it deletes so quickly that it's hard to even see. So we already hit our rate limit, but it still sends those 3 messages that we sent. So let's try it again. Okay, it's working. It's working. We're seeing it again right here. All right. Okay, it's working, but it's just, I guess, I don't know. Is it processing the last? No, so it is working. So I spammed it like 6 times, I think. Right, because this is the message I sent first, which was DHDA, right, this one. So the last message here, which will be BBBB, which is this one. So it is working. So I just need a way to capture that and render a message here. Okay, we're making some progress. So this is part of the first thing that we need to do in terms of rate limiting. The second one would be for the rooms. So, okay. Was it this one? Pretty sure I threw a toast. No, not this one. Is it create room? Because oh right, I could attach here after the mutation an on error, capture the error, and we can do toast dot error dot message or failed to send a message. So I just need to import toast from Sonar, and I misspelled the error here, and I think this should work. Okay, our server is still good. Yeah, we got 6 minutes. Also showing that we have 6 minutes. So let's see. Come on. Reload. If this works, that's it. Stream's over. Stream is absolutely over. Okay, there we go. So let's see. Oh, there he goes. Yes, it worked. You're sending messages too fast. Slow down. Okay. Right. So, wow, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And if I check the database, oh, it disappears too fast. But yeah. So again, if we spam some messages, there you go. You're sending messages too fast. Slow down a bit. And that's what we want. And it blocks us from sending any more messages. Originally, I was thinking we would have had to have attached the, so I had put it in the right place here, right before we send the message to Redis, to the database, and then before we emit the message in the chat room. So this was the correct positioning. The only trick was I was attaching it to the username where I should have been attaching it to the token. We figured that out. And then we don't need to worry about this. We're going to need this, though, for in here, which I'm going to do probably off stream because this was just really more of a test stream than anything to see how stable my network connection would have been. And I'm not going to lie, it's been pretty bad. I dropped a lot of frames, but it was still fun. It was a learning experience. But yeah, so I'm going to implement the room rate limiter. I mean, actually, we could probably just do this right now, right? We're going to need a toast in here too. Import toast from Sonar. Then here we're going to attach an on error, which is going to grab the error and toast.error, error.message, or failed to create room. Now we need to grab the error const error is equal to await API. Oh, in fact, actually no, we need to do this response and error. In fact, actually, we could just grab the whole, because I think this is coming from response, right? Does response have error in it? Or response.data.error? No, it doesn't. So we need to, I know, we need to go to the rooms, and first we need to import the rate limit error from error, then was not this file. We need to go to messages and copy basically just what we did here. Right, so this needs to dot error, grab the error, and then on error, code set, to wrap this like that again. And then if code is equal to rate limit error, set status 429, return error, too many requests, please slow down. And then I need to define the error like we did down here. Query z.object, we need response 200 z.void, and 429, which would be an object with an error of type string. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, this shouldn't be here. It should be in the post here, like that. And I need to move this up to here. I'm sorry, this needs to be rate limit error. Did I mistype something? There we go. Wait, first we can't actually move this up because only the get for the room TTL needs to be guarded. Argument of type promise is not assignable to parameter of type inline handler, no macro. Okay, so it does have a response that error. If, in fact, const is equal to response dot error, if status is equal to 429, throw a new error. In fact, we should just screw it. We should just do it this way. Okay, let's just right data. So what do you mean room ID doesn't exist on data? This I'm confused about. Also provide the shape of the response. Oh, wait. Is this because of this? Is that why? Oh, wait, no, I need to think about this for a second. We don't want to, so for this one, right? Because so let me walk through the, oh, we're nice. We got automatic redirected when the room got destroyed. So I think we're gonna need another approach because I am kind of mirroring this too much or too close to how I did the chat message rate limit. So, okay, so this is how the app works. You go to the homepage, you hit this create room button, and only then does the app assign you your anonymous username and it takes you to the chat room. So up until this point, you don't know what your username is. Okay, we're getting an error. Failed to create room. Yeah, I know because of this. Because of this, I need to revert basically all these changes that we made in here. And I need to go to rooms and I need to get rid of this. Okay, so the server creates the room. Why is it still giving me errors? What happened here? What did I mess up? Okay, it's still not happy. Let's just undo as much as we can. Okay, it's still unhappy. Okay, so I probably just need to get rid of this for now. Yes, we'll get rid of you too. It's still unhappy? What is going on? Oh my god, this is what happens when you make changes and you don't pay attention to what you changed. Okay, let's go to the GitHub repo and just copy and paste the code that we already have up here. In fact, let's test if this is gonna work now. Okay. Okay, so this now works, so I don't know, whatever this is bothering VS Code here, I'll take care of it in a second. But anyways, so you hit create chat room, then the app spins up a chat room for you, right, which gets saved into the database. So it did create a chat room earlier. I don't know why it didn't let us go see it, but yeah, it creates a chat room for you. It assigns an auth token that lives in the chat room. So that way, if I, for example, were to go to the homepage, let me copy this. If I were to go to the homepage, I can still go back to the same chat room by just tapping the same URL. It'll let me go back in. But if I was to open an incognito window, for example, go to that chat room again, it's going to register me as the second user or the second member of this chat room, and each chat room has a maximum capacity of 2 people, right? So now I'm registered in here, and if I go back to the database, you will see now connected has 2 people. It has this guy, Anonymous Hog, and it has this guy, Anonymous Wolf. Okay? So what happens if I close this chat room this incognito window, and go back into that same chat room. Well, when I land here, right, even if I bypass the home screen and go straight to a chat room, um, into a chat room URL like that, the server is going to assign me a brand new username. And it's going to check before it gives me access whether or not this new username is one of these, and whether I have the same token assigned to that new username as what's in the database. So if it's not, then it won't let me. So as you can see here, when I again go to the chat room in the new incognito window, I get redirected to the home page and I get this message: this room already has 2 people in it. So for the rate limiter, VS Code finally caught up and it got rid of that error for us. So for this rate limit, I can't rate limit the same way because I don't know what the username's authentication token and username are going to be for me to check against that, right? So to stop it from spamming. So if there's a chat room already created that has that username's token in it, then I can't let that user continue to spam to create new usernames. So the best way for me to be able to prevent that behavior would be to rate limit chat room creations by IP, right? By IP addresses. So that's what I'm gonna have to sit and figure out off screen. But this is where I'm going to end this live stream. It's pretty short. If you were in here, thank you so much for hanging out. We've had a couple of concurrent viewers, which I really, really appreciate. If you're one of my returning viewers, we'll be back to regular scheduled content tomorrow. And I also have another kind of side video talking about for loops. Somebody asked me to cover loops in Python, so I have a video covering that also coming out. So stay tuned. But yeah, if you like this project and you want to keep up with me, I'll try to live stream it every evening. So you can hit your board with the subscribe, and I will and you'll know when I go live. Go check out the GitHub repository. The link is in the description. And play around with the app. It's already live, right? But the latest version, which has this rate limit implementation, is going to be up for another day or two. So yeah, just keep an eye on that for latest updates. But you can go ahead and open the chat room in your browser. It's up on Vercel. Create a chat room, play around with it, see if you can spot any other bugs aside from the ones that we're currently working on, like rate limiting and whatnot. And give me some feedback on this application that I've been building. Give it a star. I really appreciate that. Give your boy a follow on GitHub. I also appreciate that too. And I'll see you guys in the next live stream. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you spot any issues with the project, just go to the issues tab and report it. Again, this isn't something serious like it's gonna go up and make $1 million. But yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next stream if you're just a stream watcher, or in the next video if you enjoy my regular scheduled content. All right, peace out.